I'm here in Berlin, in Loophole, with Ménades from Paris. To get things started, guys, could you tell me something about your band? Who and what is Ménades?
So Menad is a band composed of 5 musicians. We are a singer, Eva. We have a drummer, Quack. We're 2 guitar players. Benny here is the lead player. I play rhythmic, and we have a bass player. It's a band that was built initially. Like Eva started writing some songs, and we sort of all came one after the other, and it was hard to find a name because names are so complicated. But we found out about these mythological creatures from the Greek mythology, who are the Mēnades. They accompany Dionysus in his parties of wine and music and trance and dancing, and we thought they were quite interesting characters. So that is us now. We just try to have fun by making music, and it works pretty well most of the time.
We always have kind of problems to describe our music, like in some categories, but we all have different sources of inspiration. We listen a lot of different type of rock scene and also pop and everything, basically, and but we always meet each other. I don't know how, but just it works like that. Just we all listen things and we're like, you like it? Yeah, I like it, and discovering things all the time, and I think that when we compose, it's the thing also we discover also our music at the moment. In some ways.
Yeah, we listen to either doom metal or Celine Dion or blues or Harry Styles.
That's what's good too, is that we each come to the table with an idea that we work together, and depending on who does it, we'll bring it in one direction or another direction that we try to somehow it ends up kind of going to this machine that sounds like a common identity.
Yeah.
Talking about inspiration still, what are your songs about?
Well, Eva writes the lyrics, so maybe
Your turn.
I don't know really how to explain, but I think that the main principal themes of the lyrics are about anger, desire, love, and sometimes also revolt in some ways. Kind of mix between all these themes. I don't know really.
Well, I think anger, desire, love, and revolt brings us to tonight and your gig. So, what kind of experience is a Mēnades gig then?
Loud. Very loud. Very, very loud. I don't know. It's like a riot thing, I think. It's like lot of sound, like noise, people moving everywhere. We don't know. It's like a big foam, and then we are part of the foam and the crowd too. The place where we are at too. Everything is it's like a big shaker, and at the end you will see your hangover next morning.
Yeah, that's good to know. So, what about the future? How does the rest of the 2023 look for you as the world is finally opening up again and you are touring and?
It's really messy.
Yeah, actually, it was a bit confusing past years with all the lockdown and stuff, and then We managed to do a new EP. We pulled out like maybe 6 months ago, and we're about to put it another one, 2 tracks. We managed the tour, and when we go back to Paris, we have a big show in a place called La Boule Noire. It's inside the Cigale, one of the biggest place in Paris to play. So it's gonna be pretty cool. And after that, we are about to finalize a tour in UK too. We have some idea maybe to go to Spain. There is like some gigs. Yeah, there is one in Brussels. So we try to do like many shows as we can, and in the like many countries, and just meeting some new people with new culture, new way of life, and just spread the word.
Yeah,
MÉNADES.
I think we're really kind of live bands. Like we really enjoy playing a lot, and we don't really care about how is the place exactly where we go. We just I don't know. Yeah, we really enjoy playing concerts and shows. I think.
Playing live.
Yeah.
And playing live and having this mix of energies between the people that are there with us and us on stage, energies together, but also with the people who are there watching.
Yeah, and it has something to do with all the making process of the songs. When we work at the rehearsal place, like the tracks can change just because we do a gig, and we're like, there is something happened on the gig, and maybe we can change it. And it's part like the gig, the composition process, everything is it's just one part of a big cake. And sometimes we just cut a piece, we eat it, and we're like, maybe 2 more minutes on the oven, and maybe it's perfect. And
How about if we put some almonds,
yeah, and garlic. Love garlic.
Always garlic on cakes.
I'm sorry, this is kind of a private joke. But
Well, hearing all this, how was the Corona time for you as artists? Well, there was the lockdowns and nobody kind of knew what's gonna happen, and
I guess it was quite a frustrating time because we released an EP the day before lockdown. So it was March the 15th or something, and the next day government was closing everything in France, and we didn't know it, but we weren't going to be able to play in a live stage for a year and a half after that. So it was a very exciting release party for our EP, and the venue we really liked that has closed since then. Espace B was one of our favorites in Paris, and now it's gone forever. Thank you for that time. So I guess it was frustrating to just have such a nice trampoline jump and then just splash in the floor. But now we're starting to get back on that energy for the past year, and now we're playing more shows than ever. So after the frustration comes like something pretty cool.
I was maybe like the most like chill, because I used to live in a squat in the center of Paris. We were like 17 in it, and I could manage to put my drum kit on my bedroom and all my instrument, and just making some music. For me, was not like a big problem, but for the band, we cannot play together. We cannot like how do you say that?
Interact.
Yeah, and book some shows and stuff, and actually the big problem was like there was no ending. Like we just don't know when we're gonna do it again, and if we gonna do it again. So that's why this tour and all this year was a bit like I don't know how to say it. Yeah, relief. It's like, okay, we can do it again. Your turn. Yes, you want to say something.
No, yeah, and it's good going out, meeting people, and just live again, especially after being isolated for so many months and just not being able to do anything and see anyone.
yeah, we've been talking about the hard times of Corona. How has the punk scene in Paris bounced back?
Punk scene in Paris.
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about like a very like centered punk scene in Paris. There probably is there, but I don't frequent it. At the same time, I think also even the word punk is so loose. Usually it's attributed to these, you know, very angry, loud bands, but when you look back at three chords, but you know, you have people who are called punk in the UK with the Sex Pistols, and then we'll say, well, actually punk started with the Velvet Underground or you know, CBGBs or something. And yet you can have a 50s song that can sound really punk, or even someone on the piano just, so, you know, maybe Paris, you end up finding punk somewhere you didn't expect it necessarily, or on the corner of the street, or I don't know. I think.
Yeah, maybe then the underground scene in Paris. How is it for small bands at the moment, or smaller bands? Not the ones you have to pay 70 euros to see in a stadium.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Actually, like the lockdown caused like some problem, because as she said, some venue has to shut down the place. So for smaller band, like actually like just small band, it's quite complicated, because just like before you can manage to do some shows, and now there is like less and less and less and less place to play, and it's when you small band, sometimes it's too big for you, but there is no step between because everything shut down. So you're like, okay, I don't know where to play, and sometimes small band just keep like the same venue and just do it like maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 times a year, because they don't have like no other solution to play except maybe like squats and stuff were like not real stuff like actually. But yes, there is so many places who just shut down after the lockdown that it's very, very complicated now. But I think it's the same in every cities of maybe Europe or the world. But yeah, it's quite complicated. Something to...
Just I have the impression after our tour in Germany that in Paris we don't have so much little places like squats in which you can really play and organize some shows.
Yeah,
like
great for playing music.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about, like playing in Germany. That in Paris it's it's sometimes not so much fun as here.